Welcome to another episode of JavaScript tutorial series for beginners. Today we're going to talk about math operations in JavaScript. So you might be already knowing that in JavaScript you can do some basic math operations like or 6 divided by 3 equals to 2. This kind of math operations. You can also use parentheses like 4 plus parentheses then 5 divided by 6 like that. But if you want to write some more complex math operations, you can make use of the math object in JavaScript. So this is one built-in object. This math object has a lot of different functions like you can see like floor, exponential, logarithm, max min, all those items. It also has some constants like pi. So suppose you want to have the value of pi, you can just use math.pi. So we're going to explore this math object today. So for any built-in objects or methods in JavaScript, you can use this Mozilla Developer Network for all the documentations. So for this math object also have opened the developer network from Mozilla to get a documentation of each and every functions in math object. In the left hand side, you can see all the different properties or constants that math is providing, like this math.e or math.py. And also you can go to the methods to get different methods like math.abs, that is absolute, means it will only provide the absolute value of the number. So if I check that math.abs 4.5, it is returning 4.5. But if I put negative 4.5, uh, that time also it will output 4.5. So the math.abs will always return the positive value. Even if it is negative, it will convert to positive. This is one useful method to have. And also we have the trigonometric functions like uh, sine, cos. We have the inverse cosine, or you have the inverse sine, or you have inverse hyperbolic cosine. So if you're writing some math heavy operations in your JavaScript, then you can really make use of these functions. We're going to explore few functions from here like math.ceiling. So it will return the smallest integer greater than or equal to a given number. For example, this one math.ceiling of 0.92, it will return 1 because that is the ceiling of 0.95. Similar to ceiling, we have floor also, that will return the floor of that number. That means if you're having like 5.95, the floor of 5.95 will be 5, and what will be the ceiling will be 6. So this is also quite useful. We have math.max and math.min. In math.max you can provide multiple numbers and it will return the maximum output. So if I test this math.max of 56, 89, 34, definitely the maximum value is 89, so it is returning that. Similar to max, you can also use math.min. It will accept variable number of arguments, not only 3. You can pass 10 or 15, whatever you want. Okay, after math and min, we have power. So power is pretty simple. If you write math.power 73, that means it will return 7 to the power of 3. That means 7 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 7. So math.power 7 and 3, that is equivalent to 7 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 7. Now definitely if you have a very simple operation, then you can just use this multiplication operation. But sometimes, like if you have something like 7 to the power of 3.1, how will you compute that? And then that time you can make use of this function. Okay, another thing is math.random. Sometimes it will also be useful. Random means it will return random number. So if I write math.random and if I call it, it will return a random number between 0 and 1. I think it will not return 1 and 0, but it will return some number between 0 and 1. And if I call this multiple time, you can see that it is returning different results every time. So something that is also useful if you want to randomize some values in your application. All right, we have math.round. It will round the number to a certain decimal point. So we have sign that will return 1 or negative 1 depending on the sign. Like math.sign 3 will return 1, math.sign negative 3 will return -1. So it is useful sometimes to check if the value is positive or negative. Alright, that's it for today's episode. If you liked it, please hit like. If you have any questions, then don't forget to ask in the comment section. I will try to answer them. And if you're really liking this series, then you can consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.